Good morning and welcome to PWR. Today I am the man they call Meathead, and this is a inaugural podcast of the man they call Meathead hosting. I've brought along a couple of my friends with me. You know him as the creator, founder, owner, and the man, Dameon Nelson. Also, the opinionist, my hero, David Herro. Welcome, boys.
Good morning. Good morning. How about that? Waking up with you guys. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, waking up in your cup with a little Meathead Dameon.
Oh my God, I can't handle this early in the morning. First of all, how the hell are you hosting? What did you do with that other guy? Did you bury him somewhere?
He's probably out looking around for more people to help with his PWR draft because if you haven't heard, and we'll get to this in a little bit, I own the PWR.
I didn't sign up for this. I'm not talking about this so early. This scam, this nonsense, not pleased.
Yeah.
The only scam, the only nonsense is your piss poor, pathetic team that you went ahead and selected, and we're seeing that all play out because you're in last place. Well, I think we're going to talk about the draft later.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it later, but we've got.
I don't want to have to be the winner here, and gloat and be accused of being an arrogant, pompous ass.
We don't have to accuse you.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start off with Becky Lynch. Boys, this last Monday night on Raw, she was going to address, we had gotten these feelers for a couple of weeks. We got them during the pay-per-view on Sunday. She was going to address the winner of Money in the Bank. We come to find out she was addressing the winner because there was not a contract in that briefcase. There was actually the WWE Raw Women's Championship in the briefcase. Becky got knocked up. Becky is pregnant.
Was that the proper term?
Well, I mean, I'm from the south side of Milwaukee, so that's how we say it. But Becky is pregnant. She's got a bun in the oven. Seth Rollins went ahead and shot one past the goal. It's good. He scored.
Oh, my gosh.
His boys can swim.
His boys can swim.
R.I.P. Frank Costanza, by the way.
Yeah, R.I.P. Frank. I miss him. But anyways, boys, thoughts and feelings on Becky Lynch stepping away, and she might be gone for a little bit. And, we'll kind of bring this back around to the draft, Dameon, but go ahead and start off, David Herro. Your thoughts on Becky Lynch being impregnated?
Well, you know what it is? It just once again shows how unsafe Seth Rollins is.
Oh, my. Come on.
This is now
He's going to be a father, for God's sake.
This is now the third person he has taken off the roster. First it was Finn Balor, then it was Sting, and now it's Becky Lynch. So, Vince McMahon can't be happy.
I hope you're not implying what he did to Sting and to Finn Balor is the same that he did to Becky Lynch. I mean, I know you're doing a double entendre.
Hey, all three of them took at least 9 months off, right?
I guess.
Okay.
Wow.
First of all, as a parent, I'm very happy for the two of them because it's going to be the greatest thing that's ever going to happen to them in their entire lives.
Didn't sound like
but
it.
You almost have to question the timing of it, though. It's like you are the top woman in the company. You're on the cover of magazines. You're on the cover of video games. Your merchandise is selling like crazy.
Wait a minute, Dave. You know how WWE wants to put out new merch all the time. Oh, baby bump T-shirts. They could do onesies. The pregnant.
No, they already came out with the shirt for her, the mom.
Wow, nice.
So it's just like, fortunately they have enough women on the roster.
Was released. I think that was some Twitter thing. I don't think they actually are selling that. If they are, brilliant. But yeah.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that they are because but
you must have heard that from Tucker Carlson.
No, I looked at the details of the context of the tweet.
I'm sure you did.
What it said. Yes, but you know what? Good for Becky. First of all, she beats Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, then beats her to having a kid first. That's why Ronda took the last year off was to get pregnant. That didn't happen, but. When watching that on Raw, she didn't seem overly thrilled that she was pregnant. And Seth Rollins is probably thinking, is it mine? Because he looked completely confused.
Oh, my, come on.
Oh.
David, really? You said nothing. How can you have a problem with her entering motherhood, her having her first child?
Whoa. Don't say entering. Don't say entering. They already got in a lot of trouble with that. Don't say entering.
Fine.
I will. I never said it's a bad thing. I just question the timing.
Everything you said was bad. What do you mean question the timing? She wants to be a mom. When else should she do it? Should she wait till she gets more popular? Should she wait till she gets bigger? Should she wait until things...
Listen, the shelf life is probably a good 6 or 7 years.
Because she's a woman?
When she comes, look at all the women that were in TNA that got pregnant when they came back. It wasn't the same.
Okay.
Not at all. Well, of course she's a woman. She got pregnant. A dude can't get, well, some guys can now, maybe. I don't know. Different soybeans eating that kind of stuff. But
wow, Ron. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get it. I was shocked. And she's leaving a lot of money on the table, especially when, there's a Marvel movie in her future and everything else. And yeah, I don't know. I was shocked.
Dameon, thoughts?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm deeply, deeply happy for Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. I think that the angle that they made out of this on Monday was absolutely tremendous. Now, clearly, I mean, she probably isn't freshly pregnant, if you will, because I think you usually wait till a certain point when you're pregnant to tell people about it. But come on, that whole thing with Asuka, the way she delivered the information, the fans are going to be behind her that much more now because she's a mama coming back. She gets 9 to 12 months off. She comes back. She's hot because what did we talk about just a couple of weeks ago on Primetime? Was the Becky Lynch star falling? And I think that star was falling, and now she's going to have the big Roman Reigns comeback. It's a different scenario, but he left, and it ended up being not for his health, but for his popularity. It ended up being a better situation for him. I think the same thing's going to happen to Becky Lynch. I'm happy for her. I love everything they did on Monday with her and Asuka. I love what Shayna Baszler said about her. I also love how weird the whole Seth Rollins thing was at the, when he was so despondent during his match. Yeah. He wasn't a proud papa. Okay, so Becky's so happy. Here's the logic, unfortunately, because WWE tries to treat us like idiots. Becky was so happy she's having a baby. Asuka was happy for her. Shayna Baszler not too happy, and nothing could get Lynch down. Yet Seth Rollins, who just found out, seemingly he's about to be a father, he's a baby daddy, he's not happy at all about it. His wrestling career has depressed him or was he depressed because he's having a baby? Maybe they need to go, as you said, David Herro, in not so many words, but maybe Maury Povich needs to get involved here to make sure that he is the father.
Now it has to be a shotgun wedding. They're only engaged, they're not even married yet. So now they got to rush to get that done, And let's face it. I mean, he's going to be now living with a whole lot of hormones coming up. He is not going to enjoy that.
Well, he is on the road, Dave, so it's not like, granted, maybe Becky comes along.
Hold on, and that's what's going to make it worse. He's going to be traveling. She's going to be home, having cravings of Fruity Pebbles and lobster and orange juice and pickles, and he is not. He's going to be miserable.
Dave, the only cravings I ever had to deal with, and you can understand this, was going over to Melrose and getting a side dish. That's where my cravings got taken care of. I had to go get those.
Wait a minute. Are you supposed to talk about that on air?
Exactly. That's how you get divorced, pal.
All right. So one more thing on this Becky Lynch thing. CM Punk was just on the bump. Speaking of pregnant, this last Tuesday.
The SmackDown dude, the hacker.
But he mentioned.
Wait. Hold on, Meathead. Dameon, you got to be hot about this. Don't you have Becky Lynch on your team?
We'll get to that. We will get to that. So CM Punk said that he thought it was a missed opportunity. Now, all the heat is technically going to Shayna Baszler for, downplaying the pregnancy. Do you think CM Punk was right in stating that, they should have had Asuka attack Becky Lynch to become the monster heel?
No. Do you realize what bad PR that is to beat up a pregnant woman?
Yeah.
Not a chance. That would be stupid. Yeah.
All right. Just putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Becky Lynch, and thank you, Dave, for leading us into it. Not only with the PWR draft this last Sunday did I dominate, after the announcement on Monday night, I was awarded an additional 50 points because of a title win. Now, because Asuka actually won the belt on a pay-per-view.
What?
340 points now, boys.
Wait a minute. She didn't win the belt till Monday night.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
she had the belt the whole time. She just wasn't told about it. That win happened on a Sunday night. Secondly, Dameon Nelson.
This is absolutely just.
Ponderous. You put
this
this
is ponderous.
jabroni in charge.
This is ponderous.
Secondly, Dameon Nelson, even though Becky Lynch didn't get an appearance, she lost the belt on Sunday night. You are now currently at negative 20 points. Negative.
No, you know what? Y'all just trying to keep a man down. Look, I thought points only were valid on special events and pay-per-view. Was Monday Night Raw a special event or a pay-per-view?
She didn't lose the belt Monday night. She lost it Sunday night. She wasn't in possession of it by the end
I didn't see it happen. When did it happen? It happened physically occurred. It physically occurred on Monday, right?
This is awesome.
Asuka had the briefcase Sunday night and was in possession of the title belt. She just was not aware. Due to the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, they have decreed you are at minus 20 points.
Wow.
You guys, you're going to do me like this.
Well, I'm not doing.
You're going to do me like this.
Now, here's the thing. Hey. Becky Lynch is out, so you're going to take injury points, I would assume, to get an active talent because you've got other people on your roster that don't even have a job yet.
Wait, so now when he drops Becky Lynch, he's going to lose even more points?
Yep.
You know what?
Oh, my gosh.
Fine.
Hey,
okay.
wait.
No, since we're changing the rules.
You can trade her to me. It won't cost you any points.
Nope. Since we're trading the rules.
And Dave can afford it because he's got a full roster of other talents that actually have a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Since we are trading the rules and making things up as we go here, then I need to make sure that it's noted because we found out there's yet another NXT pay-per-view coming up on June 7th in your house tonight on the broadcast yesterday on the USA Network. And I think that much like AEW, due to its limited events over the course of the year, everyone deserves a multiplier on their points for Finn Balor or whoever they may have picked from NXT.
No.
Why not?
No,
it's because the same logic.
No,
it's
because
the
it
same
would have
logic.
No, because it would have changed the way I would have drafted.
Correct.
I can't help it. You drafted wrong.
Dave, let me add on to that. WWE talent has the opportunity to appear on NXT shows and WWE shows. AEW does not. So therefore, AEW are getting multipliers because they only have one set of shows to appear on. WWE talents can show up on both shows. So therefore, any NXT events, and we will be adding in your house as a NXT event, will be single points.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I thought I heard two grown-ass men crying like babies in the background.
I can't be crying.
You can take points. You can take points, and on a Monday night say, "Oh, because this happened subsequent to the pay-per-view, I get points. You get points taken away." But we can't logically apply reason and say that because just like for AEW, NXT only has 6 to 8 shows a year. I don't even think it's close to 8. I think it's closer to 6. So how could that not be multiplied? The hypothetical that they may appear on a Raw or SmackDown pay-per-view does not apply. That's a hypothetical. What does apply is the fact, and I know facts are difficult for you, Dave, to think about given your political party affiliation, but the fact is AEW does not have, NXT has a similar number of shows as AEW, therefore a multiplier should apply. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Next topic.
I'll confer with the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, but I believe your point will be moot because NXT can show up on Survivor Series. NXT can show up at SummerSlam. NXT can show up in the Royal Rumble. So, next topic.
Yes, exactly.
Next. You know what? Fine. You got all your little conspiracies. Why don't you? Yeah. We'll call this Nelson Gate. That's what it is because it's just as unfounded. It's just as unfounded as everything else going on. And you know what? You guys want to continue to keep me down? You want to oppress me? Fine. You can do so. I will win the draft. Meathead, I trusted you. I thought you were a trustworthy individual. I thought you'd come into this with the feeling, the thirst of that win that I gave you. That year Dave thought he won. And you would be respectful of all that I have done for you. You would be respectful of your proper role in this company, and you would do the right thing. But now I see it's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle, and me and my supporters.
Yeah, when you're negative 20 points.
Me and my supporters.
You're not even at zero.
Me and my supporters, come the end of the draft after WrestleMania next year, will be gleefully accepting victory once again. So you know what? Take all the points you want. I'll make more.
This isn't the economy. You can't just print money and send out stimulus checks. But be that as it may.
Are you sure?
Be that as it may, we have one other bit of news along with the PWR draft as well. There is some talk.
Oh, great. This ought to be good.
This may benefit you, Dameon. Listen up. AEW.
Sounds like a handout.
AEW, Double or Nothing, has a match called, Dameon, what is it called?
It's well, they have several. The one we found out today was a Stadium Stampede match, but they also have the casino battle or casino ladder match.
The ladder match. We are going to be calling that point-wise, just like the Money in the Bank.
Yes! Darby Allin is already in it. Sammy Guevara may be involved. Oh boy. So yeah, just 1 week. You guys better gloat. You better gloat right now, right in the here and now, because on Sunday next, or Saturday next, whatever one.
Dave, I think our laughs were belly laughs, actually,
from AEW, my negative 20 points will become the dominance 30 of points in the draft.
Positive 30.
Yeah. Whatever it is. You guys, by the time this podcast is over, you'll have taken away 20 more points from me. So go right ahead.
You will probably be the only participant in the PWR draft who gets single points, ones and twos. I'm pretty sure that's going to end up happening to you.
So not only is it now Money in the Bank qualify or point structure, but AEW points, much like NXT should be, but I understand, fine. You guys want to screw me. AEW points are also multiplied by 2. I'm in this. I am in this and will win this. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Meathead.
You're welcome. So that has been it. We have had PWR Daily.
This has been all we have to talk about. AEW was on last night. NXT was on last night. We talked briefly about the In Your House pay-per-view.
Well, let's go.
NXT. Finn Balor's attacker was revealed. I think he shares my name. We saw the destruction of Vanguard 1 over on AEW. We saw Cody's new truck on AEW.
You know, I love the name of the In Your House pay-per-view for NXT because it makes perfect sense right now.
You know, didn't somebody do something with that around WrestleMania, or did they release a shirt that said WrestleMania In Your House? Or I know they had the I Wasn't There, but I thought I saw some In Your House throwback stuff around WrestleMania too. You're right; it's a brilliant idea, but I thought I saw it before.
I'm sure somebody did. I mean, hey, who knows? You know, if they bring the pay-per-views to Wisconsin now, since that order has been, shot down.
Right, let's go.
They could run some events here.
There you go. They could run TV here.
Yeah, we can get the GLCW arena going for them.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'll get points taken away for that too.
Dameon, we just gave you positive news from the accounting firm.
Look, if we're going to talk about nothing else, can we talk about the sweet ride that Cody has now? That Ford F-150 up high with the nice emblem on the hood of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
He came in interrupting Lance Archer, interrupting Jake the Snake.
Brought to you by Ford.
It was a good opening to AEW. It was a good ending. It was a good middle for AEW as well.
Speaking of good opening and middle, how kabuki was it what Jake Roberts was talking about? Watching.
He sounded like you talking about Becky Lynch at the beginning of this show.
What? That Seth Rollins put her on the shelf for 9 months?
No, about where... Oh, you know what? It sounds similar to a promo I heard from that hack you brought in to host the draft, Mike Wickett, a couple of years ago at a GLCW show, talking about where women should be and what women should be doing. I am higher
I've
than
never
this.
once said women should be pregnant in barefoot in the kitchen. I've never said that.
You just did.
But I'm saying that I've never said that.
But
that was wicked still.
It's on tape. You just said it. I can splice that up and put it on social media, and everybody's going to believe it.
That would be terrible. That would just be terrible. Curable, as Meathead would say.
Did William Regal make his announcement? Who's hosting? You or me, Meathead?
I'm trying to. You two just keep going. Hey, the fans love listening. I'd love to jump in here.
I'm on mute.
You're on mute. Let's talk about the
God.
RIP for Vanguard 1. while it's a lot of plastic and a lot of motors and a lot of gears, Matt Hardy or Damascus or whoever it was that was mourning in the ring, Vanguard 1 is done. Dave, what's coming up next? Vanguard 2?
Absolutely. Vanguard 3. I'm sure Vanguard, listen, there's obviously something in the water. Becky Lynch is pregnant. I'm sure Vanguard 1 knocked up Vanguard 2. We'll have Vanguard 3, 4, and 5 pretty soon. So
I'm off mute. What do you have against children?
I don't.
What do you have against
kids.
baby mama and baby daddies?
I don't. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh my! Okay.
It's just the theme. That's all.
It's been a long time where it's been just the three of us. And I remembered why I was uncomfortable. You two, are you married? I mean, because boy, oh boy, for our fans, our loyal listeners,
that's not legal.
Viewers, it's
a domesticated
in Wisconsin. It is. Yeah, and Dave, aren't you ordained? So I mean, in Wisconsin, it could happen.
He is insane, yeah.
But I mean, it sounds like an old married couple. I mean, I miss it. Don't get me wrong, but maybe we need to have a moderator for you, or maybe a mediator for you, and work these issues out.
There you go.
Maybe we need to get the old host of this show back.
Maybe we got to go find him. He's probably licking his wounds because he got whooped in the draft.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got kids too.
Oh. So again, folks, for those that are listening, PWR Draft currently leading at 340 points, the man they call Meathead. I can see Linda Kay somewhere behind me, way behind me, with about 190 points. And Dameon,
her team name. She named her team today. I think it's all available at PWR360.com.
It is.
It's Team Long Time for Linda.
Team Long Time.
Why wouldn't it?
She named it herself.
That's awesome. Of course. You know what? Good for her. At least she gets it.
Yeah,
she's got an OnlyFans account too. It's $5, I believe. Long time.
And the winning team this year, obviously, is the team they call Meatheads. So I mean, when it comes to 2021, when we're wrapping this up in April of 2021, Dameon, have past winners received a trophy? I mean, I know David's second place trophy is still out there. Where's the winner's trophy? I mean, I've drank from a goblet before when I purchased the draft that one year, but is there a real hold in your hands trophy that I can have?
I'm still on.
Hey, you can hold something in your hands, but it's not going to be a trophy. Okay,
not in front of the video. So
I mean, now listen. You're bragging about getting all these points,
right?
She's not going to keep the title through WrestleMania. You're going to lose that 50 points.
But she's going to make up enough points for her to finally drop. So that's fine.
Why are you guys bickering so much? You sound like an old married couple.
We are not.
Archie and Edith Bunker. That's why you're
Archie.
Meathead.
I'm Archie. I'm Archie.
You call Archie, I'll be Meathead. It's fine.
Well, Dameon, I guess that means you're Edith. So.
Or Gloria. Great. He's more Gloria.
At least I'm not George.
Ooh.
Oh, George. Yeah, at least you're not George.
Yeah. Damn.
Played by Jamie Foxx on ABC.
Well, yeah, but so in your house, AEW, the draft, Becky Lynch. What else haven't we talked about? I mean, it's early.
Oh, it's early morning. I haven't had my plate of sausage and biscuits and gravy yet.
Well, what was interesting last night is there seemed to be far more people in the building.
Yeah, how did that happen?
AEW show.
How did that happen?
They were awfully close to each other.
Hey, you know what? I was talking to some friends down in Orlando today, and from what I gather, here's some of the gimmicks they're running down there. Things have been very loose, much like, Becky, obviously. But things have been very loose, and in fact, the bars are open, and here's how they're open. You have to go into the bar, and you have to order food, whether it be wings, fries, nachos, whatever. As long as you've ordered food, you can also order booze. So as long as you have food in front of you, you can still drink. So... It's brilliant, by the way, and I almost booked a trip down to Florida because Universal City Walk is actually reopening tonight, actually. But the things are very loose down there, and seemingly a lot of states, a lot of places are abruptly stepping back from their very, very strict stay-at-home orders, and I think AEW took advantage of that today. And Jim Ross made that point during commentary. Everyone that was wearing those wristbands, they had been tested and seemingly were absent of the virus, so they were being as safe as they could. But it definitely added more atmosphere. And I'll make this point too. Watching NXT tonight, I'm pleading with WWE on Monday and Friday nights to turn the frickin' lasers off. Because the darker that venue is, the darker the performance center is, the better the show looks. AEW figured this out straight away. Raw, SmackDown, they're still trying to be too polished, too corporate, too glitzy, too glamorous.
Wait, can you say friggin' lasers again?
To really make us forget the fact on Sharks, to really make us forget the fact that there's no audience there on NXT. You didn't notice the void of people not being there. Granted, there was no noise, and AEW still does it better, but they really need to take that approach to their Monday and Friday night programming for as long as they're going to continue in this situation.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead, Dave.
I have a hunch that Fox has their fingers in the production for SmackDown, because it seems like a lot of Fox stuff is going on there. But, going back and forth last night between NXT and AEW, for me, the best way to compare it is like AEW is like a Marvel movie, like a Thor Ragnarok, where it's fun. And NXT is like watching a DC movie, like Justice League, that just wasn't fun. And it's just amazing that the biggest, best, strongest, wealthiest wrestling company in the universe is struggling to compete on Wednesday nights. Not
with all the resources they have.
Not in-ring talent, but just production value. And I'm just blown away by that.
Yeah,
Finn and I appreciate your comment.
Yeah, and DC, I mean, it's like arguing over who's going to be the new Batman, or is he going to be Fat Man, or maybe whatever. And AEW seems to just be putting out stuff that you want to go see.
Well, here's the thing: AEW is fan-centric, and many companies have said they were in the past, and this may end up being a problem for them in the long term because they've got a business to sustain. But they are thinking of things and doing things without seemingly a ton of red tape and a lot of corporate involvement. So the boys are having ideas, whoever's having ideas, they're saying, why not? They're going out, they're doing it. It's more organic. It feels less produced. It feels less corporate, and it feels more fun because they're taking a logical approach. Now, as much as I love Sammy Guevara, I don't understand why he was in a neck brace on AEW tonight. Yet a video he posted on YouTube earlier today, he's dancing around the hotel down in Florida talking about how beautiful his room is. So continuity matters.
Pump the brakes on that.
He was wearing clothing.
He's in a neck brace, but why is he in his wrestling gear?
Yeah. Well, because he wanted to participate. He's a fighter. He's a part of the Nelson family. We don't give up. We don't stop. We never back down.
Yeah, or to score points. You guys never do any of that either.
Yep. So I'm waiting to hear about Mike Tyson. Host.
Mike Tyson is going to be awarding the TNT Championship next week, Saturday, at Double or Nothing. Your thoughts on Iron Mike with the beard and the fast hands, who also, Mike Tyson was challenged to a 4-round exhibition fight. Do you think Iron Mike Tyson should come back and even fight?
Oh, absolutely. But let's talk, there's more than Mike Tyson. Let's talk about Sting also. He's no longer under his Legends deal with WWE, to the point where his action figures are now being pulled off of the Mattel Classic line. And then if you notice on his Twitter account, he's been tweeting back and forth with Lance Archer. So who knows if Sting winds up in AEW.
You sound like that one of the you sound like one of those fans. And how dare you just gloss over the Tyson news? Look, remember, Mike Tyson turned the tide for WWE in 1998 and ended the streak of Nitro winning. He was a catalyst in the change of the wrestling business. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but this is a huge deal that he's participating in this event.
You're talking about Mike Tyson was involved with Stone Cold Steve Austin and DX. Right?
Right.
He's going to be.
You want to take it on a granular level, but it wasn't their involvement with his involvement with Stone Cold Steve Austin and DX that got it on all the news outlets and got it covered on ESPN and everywhere else. It was the fact that Tyson was there.
Right, but the pull apart between Austin and Tyson is what was the news value.
Not because of Austin.
I can't see Tyson doing a pull apart with a Darby Allin.
Here we go. Yep, knew it. It took you longer than I thought. But yes.
I'm just saying it's not the same. It's going to be great for TV. It's going to be awesome for TV.
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm simply saying historically, Tyson was a catalyst for change in the wrestling business 20 whatever years ago. He is a big deal because before the announcement last night, Tyson was all over social media, looking jacked as hell, ready to fight again, back in fight form. It looked like there's a brand he's building, or there's a brand he's building on, and AEW. I'm sure it didn't cost him. I'm sure it cost them a lot of money, rather. But if they use this right, and you're right, Dave, it matters who the foil is with. But if they use him right, this could be something to get them much more media attention. And quite frankly, I don't think any of us can doubt or deny that they've done a tremendous job with getting a spectacular amount of media attention since their inception outside of the wrestling business.
Yeah, I mean, right now Tyson is all over the place because he looks great. He wants to fight Evander Holyfield. I think Holyfield still has one ear left, so it's possible that fight could happen.
So what you're saying is he could hear the proposal if he leans his head the right way.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Is Buster Douglas still alive? Keep him out of the mix.
You know what? I'm sure he is. But I mean, listen, it's good business for AEW to have Tyson. They're better off having the Tyson now than a Tyson from 7, 8, 9 months ago.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the guy 7, 8, 9 months ago isn't the kick-ass fighter he is today right now.
No. But you know what? Mike Tyson is one of those iconic names in pop culture. Snoop Dogg, Regis Philbin, William Shatner, Betty White, Mike Tyson. Those are people who, like, you say their name and there's instant recognition, and whatever they're tied to, a lot of times just the curiosity factor alone is going to get people to tune in. That has a lot of value.
All right, boys, we got one more thing we want to talk about here. This coming Friday on SmackDown, Sami Zayn has had to relinquish the Intercontinental Championship, and there will be a tournament. Do you think it's something that Fox has pushed for? Hey, let's get some interesting matches going here. Let's get something going with the Intercontinental belt. Or is this just Sami can't work, and we're going to take the belt off him and give it somewhere else?
Sami Zayn doesn't want to travel during the COVID-19 stay at home.
10-4.
So
my monitor went out.
I'm sure it did, because he's one of your endorsed guys. And listen, hey, if that's what Sami Zayn wants to do, if he wants to stay home, by all means, if you feel more comfortable, then stay at home. But you can't be upset if they want to now take a belt off you and put it on somebody else.
Right, exactly. There's no begrudging anyone for staying at home and feeling safer and doing what you want to do. Do that. I mean, make yourself safe, make your family safe. But this is the wrestling business, and we talked about this about a month ago. While they say there's obviously no repercussions, there's no blowback from it. When it comes time, when Sami's back traveling with the company again, do you think they'd pick between, say, Sami Zayn or maybe somebody else that was always there working?
My monitor's back on. They picked Sami Zayn.
I mean, Sami Zayn can always come back and say, hey, I never lost it. So then, he goes right to that program. But who do you put it on? I mean, like, is it Elias? Does he finally get that? Because Elias needs something. But it's going to be interesting to see who winds up as the new Intercontinental Champion. I mean, it could be Cesaro or Nakamura for all we know.
Could be. Cesaro would be good with the Intercontinental Championship and keep it in that little group. And finally, the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Otis is your 2020 Men's Money in the Bank Championship winner. The briefcase falls into his hands.
He's had a hell of the last, 45 days? He gets Mandy. So. Now he gets the briefcase. Good for him.
He'll be done in a month.
And wrestled locally here in Wisconsin, Greco-Roman wrestling. So, a local guy getting it done.
Superior, yeah.
Yes,
good for him.
Gentlemen, anything else to add before we send these people off to work for the day?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a long nap before this evening because at 7 p.m. Eastern, Dave and I have to come together again to do an episode of Primetime, a new Thursday edition of Primetime starting this week. And I'm very happy that I don't have to simply endure your nonsense, but we're going to be joined by somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Somebody who not only reached stardom in WCW, reached stardom in WWE, but most recently worked backstage as a producer in WWE. And he was on Reaction a couple of weeks back and gave us tremendous insight as to the hows and whys of the WrestleMania 36 that wasn't to be that we saw. Shane Helms,
and let's not forget Shane
permanent
Helms,
co-host.
Shane Helms was in the very first AEW type pay-per-view. Remember
so
when
this
it was
worked at all.
All In? Yeah, he was the first All In. And he was in Ring of Honor. And he was in Impact Wrestling. He's been everywhere.
I've
And
been everywhere, man.
He will be on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime as a special edition each and every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fight. That's FITE, Fight TV, free content on Fight. We're pleased to welcome Sugar Shane Helms. I'm going to have to stop calling him that, right? We're pleased to welcome Shane Helms to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Special Thursday edition. Now, of course, we will continue with our Monday editions. We do apologize for the technical difficulties this past Monday night. We believe we have all of that resolved, and the entire PWR Global team will be joining us on our Monday night edition of Primetime. And then on Thursdays, we'll be back with you with Shane Helms to go a little deeper into what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. So be sure to tune in for that on Fight TV and, of course, across all of our social media channels, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, exclusively from the Pro Wrestling Report. And it doesn't stop there. This weekend, big movie release, Cage Fighter, Worlds Colliding, starring Jon Moxley, Chuck Liddell, Jay Russo, of course, Christian of WWE, all members of that cast, all participants in that film. They will be debuting 7 p.m. all over the world, wherever you are in the world, Saturday night on Fight TV. You can watch along, and in fact, for the audience in, I forgot what country I'm doing, but we'll be having roundtables. We'll be having not there. We'll be having roundtable discussions with the stars after the movie airs in your region. Go to fight.tv for all the information on how you can watch and how you can be a part of the live chat that's going to go on with the show on Saturday after the movie. I know that on my panel, I will have Chuck Liddell, Luke Rockhold, and also Jay Russo. Christian will be discussing what we saw in the movie. And what's interesting about this movie, folks, many of the participants, as you saw in my interview with Jon Moxley on Fight TV just a couple of days ago, many of the stars haven't seen the movie. In fact, no one's seen the movie. They're going to be watching it along with you live on Saturday night on Fight TV, and then we're going to sit down and talk about it. Matt Stryker is going to be handling the Australia broadcast early in the morning, and then, of course, as I said, I will be handling, I believe, the London airing that evening for Fight TV. All of that information available now at fight.tv.
Wow. Well, hey, Dameon Nelson, David Herro. Dameon, thank you for the host rub, if you will. I will be carrying on here at PWR Daily. So for David Herro, for Dameon Nelson, I'm the man they call Meathead, and we will talk to you guys soon. Have a good day, and head on over to PWR360.com for more info. Bye now.
See you tonight on Primetime.
Yes, sir.